All right. So we are going to go over what we did in class today, Wednesday, September 16th. We started off the class to see if there was any questions. We talked a little bit about how you guys will be coming back next week. Let me know if you have any questions about that. I'm going to send out a little video about some welcome back stuff probably by the end of this week. Have you watched both lectures? Remember, this is a quick week. We are in now Unit 2. We had conversion notes on Monday and measurement notes on Tuesday. And then we're going to do precision measurement. And then usually tomorrow would be office hours, but we do not have that. We have your quiz because there is no school on Friday. So you want to make sure that we're in week 4. So go down to week 4. Make sure that you did the notes and the lecture questions in Monday and Tuesday's folders. And then now you're in Wednesday. The week 4 participation points, you got to find some time to probably come and see me tomorrow, I guess, right before you take your quiz to get your participation points. This is obviously where you got the video. And then there is a practice quiz that we'll talk about here in a second that I suggest you try before you take your quiz tomorrow. And then participation points. Bloop. All right. So the quiz on Thursday, tomorrow, is going to be open the normal school hours. It's going to be open from 7:30 to 1:30, and it's 11 questions and 26 points. There will be unit conversions. There will be measurement, and then there will be one question off of the activity we're going to do today. So you want to make sure you've watched both notes and that you know how to do some conversions. And we are going to, if you have your packet, go ahead and we're going to do this activity today. Wonderful. So let's get started. So the first thing that I want to do, maybe off to the side, maybe you write it on the side of this worksheet. I wanted to pull out a brand new unit conversion that maybe you haven't seen. And let's see if you can go ahead and do that. So we would like to convert 80.77 meters into feet. So the first step that you do is, what do you want to do with your given? Good. You want to take your given, and you always want to put it over 1 with its units. So that's 80.77 meters. And then before you get very far, you know that you want to set up your next conversion, and you want to put meters on the bottom so that they can cancel out. Now, as I start to look around here, and you will have this on any test, quiz, assessment opportunity, when you look around there, I see that this is a metric to English distance. So I know that I want to go through the distance gateway. So I'm trying to get my meters to centimeters so that I can go to inches, so that I can go to feet. So I want to look for something, meters. I don't see meters here. I don't see meters. Oh, I see meters right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 meter on the bottom, and that's 100 centimeters. Wonderful. Beautiful. And then my meters are now going to cancel out. And what I'm going to do now, I want centimeters on the next bottom that I have here. So I'm going to put centimeters before I even start thinking. I'm going to look up here. How can I get centimeters to inches? We are now at that distance gateway. We're going to use this one here. On the bottom is going to be 2.54 centimeters is 1 inch. And now my centimeters are gone. And I'm so close. I want inches on the bottom of the next one. Wonderful. And inches to feet, hopefully you either know or it's up here, 12 inches and 1 foot. And then how we end up solving for this is we multiply going across, and then we divide top and bottom. So if I do 80.77 times 100, that gets me 8,077. 1 times 1 times 2.54 times 12 gets me 30.48. And then when I divide those, you're looking at 264.99 is your answer. Okay, so keep that somewhere off to the side because we will need that when I show you how to do your quiz. Another thing you got to know how to do for the quiz is you do have to know how to do your SI unit conversions. So if we had 25 kilometers, kilometers, like kilograms. So 25 kilometers, and I want to turn that into meters here. I take my decimal and I move it 1, 2, 3. So I have that decimal and I add 1, 2, 3. So that gives me 3 extra zeros. So if I said, what is 25 kilometers in meters, you would tell me 25,000. Good. And then the next one here, I have 0.005 liters. So we're going to start right here in the middle. And I want to take that to milliliters, which is over here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So I take the decimal and I go 1, 2, 3. So how many milliliters is 0.005 liters? That is 5 milliliters. Okay, perfect. Then we did this precision and measurement activity. And what we were looking at were 3 different rulers. And on these 3 different rulers, we were just taking some measurements. We were trying to find some area of this square. So as you can see with the top, follow along, go ahead and grab a pencil. The equation for area is length times width. And the first ruler we use is this ruler that's not very good. You can see that this ruler, we can at least tell the tens place, but we don't know anything else. So we know the tens place. We know that for certain, but we don't know the ones place. That's a question mark. So we agreed that it was at least 10 centimeters in width, but some people guessed that that was about 12 centimeters. So this is a known, and that is an estimation because it might be 11, it might be 13. We don't really know because we have to guesstimate. So the best we could do is 12. So we thought that with this ruler, the area was 12 by, 12 by, let me turn this ruler to the side. Here we go. And now if you're reading here, wonderful. You can see that this is 10 and we're at 0. So I don't know, a lot of people said that they thought that was about 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters. 12 by 8 would get you 96 centimeters squared. So that's an interesting way to measure, and this is not a very good, ruler. Let's try another ruler. So for area calculation number 2, we used this ruler. Now this ruler, you know, all the way to the ones place, which means that you can guesstimate to the tenths. Okay, so we know, it's at least 11. So that's known, and that means there's an estimation for the tenths place. So it's not 12 like we thought, it's 11 point something, and maybe 11.7, 11.6, whatever you guys think. I said 11.8. Okay, then let's do another calculation. Turn this bad boy on the side. And again, that's not exactly 8 centimeters like we thought, but it's more like 7.8, 7.7, something like that. So again, you can tell me it's exactly 7 because you know to the ones, and then you have to make an estimation. So 7.8. When I multiply these together for the area, you can see we're about 3 centimeters difference, which is pretty big difference, especially if you were like measuring something. So that's a little more accurate. And then we got a regular ruler out. We said, let's use this instead. Now, this is the type of ruler you're going to see on your quiz. So we want to make sure here, when you are measuring with a real ruler, you know that this is at least 11. So we know that for sure. Point. And then it's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And maybe it's right on 8. So you have this as a known. You always must give me another place after the decimal. So we know it's at least 11.8. And if you think it is right on that line for 11.8, you have got to write 11.80. And then if you made a measurement this way, good. Without wasting too much time, I said 7.6. But the main idea when you have a real ruler is you have to give me 2 places after the decimal, okay? So that you can tell me that you read it with the most accuracy. And then again, a 90.03. And then we talked about which of these do you think is the most accurate measurement. And obviously the one with the real ruler is the most accurate measurement because it has the most incrementation, and this is the most accurate. Okay. So then we kind of went through. I wanted to let you know that there is a practice quiz for you guys. And the way that this is going to work is how the quiz is going to work tomorrow. So you will see that this is the exact, boop, boop. Oh, 2 hints on the practice quiz. Make sure you take it on a computer and try not to magnify the screen, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. So I suggest when you are doing this that you write, move this over to the side here, this on a piece of paper. It says, and this is what the quiz will look like on Thursday. On a separate sheet of paper, use the table below to convert the following measurement, then enter the correct steps for the conversion below. So I have your conversion here, and then here's the conversion. It's the exact same conversion that we did at the beginning of class. And all you have to do once you have the conversion, this part, it's a 2-part question. This part wants you to tell me the steps. So you need to drag and drop the steps in. Like you start with 80.77 over 1. Then we did 100 centimeters over 1 meter. Let me see if I can't find that. 100 centimeters over 1 meter. Then the next step we did was we did 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters. Boom. And then the last step we did was we did, move it over here, 1 foot over 12 inches. Oops, not that one. Okay. So you want to make sure that after you do it on a piece of paper, you're going to drag the order of what you did into the correct order. Then the next question is the exact same conversion, 80.77 meters into feet. This one's the final answer. And we said that the final answer is 264.99. We're talking 265. That's your final answer. Okay, so you have a few of these, and I want you to play around with this on the practice quiz. I want you to play around with that before you take the quiz tomorrow. The last thing is the ruler. You want to be very careful when you're using the ruler because you want to make sure that you don't zoom. If you zoom, it's going to skew up the ruler and you're not going to be able to, now all of a sudden it is going to be off. Okay. So make sure you're not zooming, and it's more of how can you read this ruler? You know that this ruler goes to the tenths, so you can give me to the hundredths as your correct answer. Okay. Perfect. Then you will have some SI conversions. You want to just do that on a piece of paper and then give me the correct answer. So that is the way that the test will look, or quiz, excuse me, tomorrow. So make sure you know how to do that. Talk to me about your participation points. I'm going to send out a video by the end of the week, maybe even on Friday. I know you don't have school, but over the weekend you can watch it. I'll send out a video about how we're going to do things when we come back. And the main objective after this is that you have 11 questions, 26 points. That quiz is tomorrow and it'll be due by 1:30 or the end of the day. Okay, thank you.